Hey, what's going on? So we got to cut a bolt without messing up the threads. So what I need, this is a little machine screw. It's a 6x32 or 6-32, which means it's a number 6 diameter and 32 threads per inch. And I figured that out because I have bolts that I have, you know, marked what they are, and this is a 632. So I have this other and I need another one of these. I only have one, I need two. It's a really shorty. I have a 632, but it's a 3-incher. So what am I going to do? If I just cut it like with a hacksaw, I'm going to mess the threads up. I'm not going to be able to screw it in. So what you do is you put a bolt on it, and you move the bolt all the way up. I'm one-handed, so I'm not going to do it, but you put the bolt all the way up, you cut it to length, with the bolt past your cut, and then you take the bolt off, and as you unscrew the bolt, it kind of mushes the threads back into position, so you're able to screw it in as usual. So I'm going to cut this with a hacksaw, but you could also use like a grinding wheel, a cutting wheel, or even maybe a little bolt like this, maybe even like wire nippers or something you could cut it with, and then unscrew the bolt and it'll mush the threads back into position. So this one is very short, so I'm actually going to have to move the bolt all the way up to the end. And if you notice, it's a pan, they call this a pan head, where it's that shape that fits into a, it's not a round head bolt like something like this. It's a different size bolt, but you see the different shape head on these two, okay? So I think this is called a pan head as opposed to like, I think that's called a machine screw or something. I don't know. I'm more visual than I am with names. So like if I had to go to a hardware store to match this up, I would look for the shape and not really ask for the shape. So that's just the way I roll. Alright, so we're going to mount it in device. We're going to take our hacksaw. I'm going to choke up on this a little bit because it's very thin and it's going to flex on me. And we're going to go to our length that we want. Very gently, we're starting very gently. And we're going to hold it so when it falls off, it's not going to go flying. Now also, I'm not going to like cut and then bend this off. I'm going to try to cut all the way through gently with the hacksaw so I get a nice flat end on it, but I could always file it or put it on the, or lightly dress it with the grinding wheel if I found that it had an odd shaped end. And then you got to dress up the end with a file just to make a flat so that it threads in good. And again, I'm doing this one-handed for the video, but this is just giving you the general idea. Put the nut on, cut it past the nut to the length you desire, dress it up with a file, a piece of sandpaper, or lightly on the grinding wheel, and then you're ready to go. You got your bolt cut to the size you need. Now we unscrew it from the bolt, and the threads will be in the right dimensions to go right into to what you're using it for. And cut them down as you need them. That's another tip from your favorite YouTube handyman. See you later, guys.